call it the squawk box.
This one here, this is an X1J.
You dial the compartment and you just crank it.
That's this son of a bitch.
It's a sound-powered phone.
It's a sound-powered tone.
What's the nickname?
It's called, no, it's a X1J circuit.
What was the nickname?
Well,
Squawk box?
Squawk box, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You look like you're having a hard time there, buddy.
Yeah.
Here, let me have that.
Airedale.
There, God damn, I should have never offered.
Airedale?
Jesus.
What,
Here, take it back. Will you?
Hey,
Sit on
the hell
it.
now or what? There goes the neighborhood, we got Airedales? No.
I had to borrow them.
You had to borrow them.
Yeah.
Were they expensive?
Well, they're not good
No,
for
I'm
anything.
cheap.
Why?
Oh, they're cheap,
They're
okay.
not good for anything. Why do you want to borrow one?
Well, just in case we need bait, you know, or something like that.
and the dealer's taking 3.
Watch, he took 4, I was watching him.
And
I
now
was
it's
watching.
you're not playing. You're not playing.
Well, you're a smart ass. Let me ask you a question. What's the difference between a frog and a horny toad?
Horny toad gets more.
Our juice is what?
No.
No.
Difference between a frog and a horny toad? Very simple.
If you want 4
What does a
cards,
frog do?
you
He
gotta
Right.
you gotta have an ace to show.
You know what a horny toad does? He goes, rub it, rub it, rub it.
And I'll take 2.
I said, yes, I'm going to.
I like
try to get
Oh
it.
my goodness.
And that's what I did, and I can't remember
Right.
who was sitting next to me if they raised it to
You declare your in.
125, and I stopped, and he got it.
Oh, okay, that's when we bid it. Yeah, we had it, yeah, okay. That I think it was cash best.
I learned about
Somebody
playing
took-
cards
there
the
was
hard
one
way.
way
The
we
first
did-
time I
it was
did a
an
game like
auction
this
and
aboard
not
ship,
the ticket.
the following payday I
Yeah,
wanted to
okay,
give him
yeah,
my
all
entire
right.
check away. I lost it all.
God.
So I stopped.
Yeah,
That was my quick interest
I'm in.
in gambling and
Yeah,
my quick
me.
exit from
I'm
gambling.
in twice.
Where's Smitty? I don't know, he's supposed to be up here in the Fort Torpedo room, giggling up there.
Tell you, when the war ended, we were in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, being repaired for some severe depth charge damage. And I was on my honeymoon, to think of it, they dropped a big bomb. So here we are, and they had repaired our boat, new reduction gears, rebuilt the engine, new batteries, new periscopes. We were damaged, bad.
Yeah.
And the same boat as this, same thing. And so here's a brand new veteran boat. So they sent us down to Washington, D.C. to participate in the festivities of the big parades. And that was worse than a patrol. I mean, 2 weeks of no sleep. It was party every night. There's no, you couldn't keep a sailor on board. So one night, I had to watch one night. So I went to bed, and I got up in the morning, and we lived in our underwear and our shorts. And I walked into the mess hall to get a cup of coffee and wake up, and I heard this female voice in the galley there, and she said, "What do you want for breakfast, sailor?" And I looked in there, and there's a gal cooking away. And I said, "Oh, what do I have?" She said, "Oh, eggs and bacon." I said, "I'll be right out." So I went to dress up, and I put the light on, and one guy yells out, "Put the light out!" And then a female voice behind him, "Yeah, put the light out!" I had a bunch of girls that were living on board. They were on for a couple of weeks.
Wow, nice. Very nice.
I got a kick out of that one.
We've been gone for about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. Came back and Lieutenant Bigler was also the deck, and his wife came down. The next thing we know, we couldn't find him. We heard some noise in the executive officer's stateroom. So the below decks watchman remained nameless for fear of retribution. Went back and decided to do a collision alarm test drill.
Excellent.
Yeah, there was some shit over that too.
But if you stop too fast, the bow acts like a plane. It is a plane, and it will overcome your bow plane's ability to control, and then you start going down too fast, and you're so heavy that
You can't get out of that diving effect,
yeah. You can't come out of it. The only way to come out of it is in the front, right in the bow. You see all those holes on the side, way down. That's because the boat is, all the ballast is out. Normally those are underwater.
Yeah.
That's our bow buoyancy. That's 30 tons of water that holds.
Yeah.
And when they dive, that opens up, like all our ballast. But if it was an emergency, they blow our buoyancy, which is 30 tons, and it'll take you right out, but you've got to flood it immediately, otherwise it'll come straight up. So it's the chief does it. And, from the controls in the control room.
Okay.
It's all done in there, everything.
Yeah.
Well, here I am sleeping there.
So you're level, starting off on the next
There was
level.
another guy in one of these bunks. There was
Okay.
just two of us in here.
Right.
And the torpedo man on duty was all over there.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, I heard this boom. I slide right down to the end, and down we go, you know. And as if we hit something, and it was the high pressure air hitting the bow buoyancy tank and blowing the water out. And the torpedo man on duty went right on out. I just saw his feet go through that door, the door slammed and the wheel went zip, he locked it. Because that's what he had to do.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
figured
dog that hatch.
we hit something.
Yeah.
Well, all of a sudden, all this cold water stopped coming on me. And I thought that was it. My eyes opened right up. All this cold water, and I heard all this noise and hissing and valves and everything. Well, what had happened, we lost control. The plane picked us up and we were going down. They blew bow buoyancy, but during the period we took the angle and I slid down, all the air conditioning cut condensation water that is made to flow back into the central tank, and it goes into a tank. Well, all that water in the system came forward.
Wow.
And I thought we were ruptured. It was all this cold water coming all, you know, I didn't have, if I had tasted it, it would have been fresh water. Well, who the hell knows to taste anything? All I know is that was it. And it was just seconds, you know. And
Clang.
that's it.
And that's like when you first cruise.
Yeah.
Welcome to
Little town in Western Australia called Geraldton. It's a small town. Look at all the people.
Yes.
We're like gods going in there.
What year?
65, I think, or 66, or 66.
We couldn't buy a drink. They take us home to, feed us dinner, meet the wife, introduce us to their daughters.
Yeah, that's unusual. Well, you know, like when we went to Perth, these people met us. They took us to the Perth Yacht Club. Beautiful place, you know, and buying us drinks. And they treated like kings, really. You know, it was a nice part. It was a crew of 80, and these were the guys who had already been across the equator, so they were initiators. The rest of us, including the captain, had to go through the garbage.
Yeah, of course.
The captain was a pollywog too.
Sail is just like the blackfin.
Yeah, well, the original blackfin sail. After that, they went to a.
You're right.
They went,
Fiberglass job.
They went to the North Atlantic sail.
Did you draw sharks when you washed off?
I would have been.
No, we had a shower as you go into the forward torpedo room. We rigged it so
We jumped over the side. We put a big.
In '66, I'd have been aboard.
They've been operating here since
Yeah, we've been operating at the same time.
There's a main induction inside here. So what you got is safety tank, fuel ballast
We were
tank
in dry
3
dock.
and
We had to be
3B.
sandblasted. We were full
Main
of
induction is
barnacles.
inside.
Got it, okay.
And you should
What
have
was that,
2A and
Castle?
2C and 2D, if I can remember it here.
Oh, you
Gotta have 3 of them.
Yokosuka.
In Yokosuka?
1, 2.
Yeah, that's when it's done,
Maybe
but
it's
there's
just
some
on the other
pictures
side of
when
the
we were.
bulkhead.
Oh my God! I was there when you were being blasted.
In the galley.
Here, no, see here, this one here.
See him.
All right,
That was 65.
Yeah.
This one it is, right?
On base?
Oh, I see, yeah, I see.
This is main ballast 2C and D, this is
They
fuel
were having
ballast 3A and B,
all
that's
those big
safety.
bonfires out on the other side of the harbor.
What's
there.
that?
I'll sign you off then.
Yeah,
The scuttle, ammunition
Hell,
scuttle for the
God
aft
almighty.
5-inch mount.
I came.
There's a 5-inch magazine here. This used to be a 5-inch magazine, that was a scuttle putting ammo to the aft mount.
I remember.
See, that's me. That's go backing out to the fuel carriers in Subic, but I had the headphones on the forward deck, so I saw every port we went into and everyone we left. And I remember talking to myself, you know. And there's nothing going on the phones, and I'm going. Unbelievable. You're a kid from Jersey. I go, this is Hong Kong, man.
Yeah.
Talking to myself.
Yeah.
I was just blown away.
Smells different?
Yeah. Oh, I got it. I was just awed by it. Man,
They were.
I like the way you volunteered.
Thank you.
I thought that was very nice of you.
It's a volunteer service.
I held up my, I volunteered twice.
Now, that was utter stupidity. I mean, the first time was acceptable. The second time was something.
Yeah.
Do we have a POD for tomorrow? POD? Plan of the day?
Plan of the day?
Yeah, it's good.
we're gonna have
6
breakfast.
o'clock reveille.
Reveille is 6 o'clock. Breakfast is 6:30.
Want to see your old
We're
boat?
gonna have a
Mustard topside.
7:40. No, 7:45 is sick call. Doc Pennell's having a short arm inspection in the forward room.
Again?
Yeah,
You have a sick call for
I'm gonna be there for the shorter runs.
short arm inspection, 7:45 tomorrow morning in the forward room.
If you come back from Westpac, they've done the big, they put the delay on the sail, which is nice.
What do you want? Don't you want Old Home Week?
You know about those two guys just after we left, a year after we left, those two guys fishing, two local boys were
With the UFO?
picked up by the UFO. They're fishing on the pier on the river. One guy's 40, one guy's 19. They're both local boys. They both work at the shipyard. This is what makes this story weird. Two local boys, you know, and they said they were fishing, they were drinking, they're fishing. A UFO comes down, opens up, two things come out, pick them up, bring them back into the UFO and do the usual thing, you know. And then they float them back out, put them back on the pier, and then these guys, two guys, good old boys, are just going, fuck, holy shit. And they go home and they start drinking again, fucking, they're all fucking, and then they finally tell somebody. Okay, everybody's going, yeah, you know, it was typical, you know, a couple of rednecks are, you know, scaring up some publicity. So something must have happened to these guys. And they went on Johnny Carson. And the guy was talking on Johnny Carson, and the other guy had a nervous breakdown. And
Same thing happened to me in Yokosuka.
Me too, but the XO had to come bail my ass out of the brig. That's not fun.
I had Cinderella Liberty, and I got there at 6:30 in the morning, crashed in my bunk, and I was mess cooking, and the cook on duty came in and threw a bucket of water on me. So then I started mess cooking, and then all the guys coming in took one look at me and said, nah.
No.
We'll do it.
Yep.
You go back.
measure up.
It wasn't a UFO though.
Yeah.
I think it was Jim Beam.
From the White Hat Club.
Oh Jesus.
I told you.
I mean, I expected sticky bones by midnight.
Sticky bun.
I got new
It's a sonar dome.
Where's the mid-rack?
Plus there was sonar under the water on the bow.
One of the sailors, when we were in Brisbane, and we were parked on the river in Brisbane for R&R, and they had tours, the girls coming aboard.
Yeah.
One of the guys on duty was taking tours through, had a girl up in the sky rack.
Oh, God.
Well,
Why are you left-handed?
See if that's all like
You know,
what you're thinking?
Yeah, you can just picture it all in your mind.
Where you been? I went topside.
I'm gonna shake
That's
the
me
bike for a reason.
in Guam in 1965.
can you go in the county?
Hey, that's the last century.
It's open.
That's 100 years ago. Somebody says I wear a thing that says submarine veterans.
Yes, sir.
I'll have to go back and
Yeah, about 100 years ago. We went to Guam.
remember some memories.
Yeah.
Guam and Guam.
What are you doing?
Great, beautiful place.
Still got 2 balls.
I'm gonna take my 35 millimeter. Should have got her from the 50s, 60s, and do this. I guess.
You should. Well, I should do something with these
That
pictures.
looks like the one with the fiberglass.
First time I cut on that.
This is a British
Pushing away
boat.
over there.
Guam is good.
It's a British diesel.
There are no
Back in
women in
65.
Guam.
That's the Oberon. Subic Bay, Philippines.
You want this pot here?
Hang on.
You're gonna smell.
You cross the equator. You have to go through the garbage chute. You kiss the queen's foot and the baby's belly.
Well, don't park.
You're back here.
time.
Crawl through this garbage chute. Fun stuff.
Yeah. And nobody's coming in my defense. What is this bullshit?
You want a bigger wrench?